Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2023 OHSU Donor Memorial Service. My name is Grace Carey, and I'm a student from the School of Dentistry, class of 2027. Today, students from the School of Dentistry, School of Medicine, Physician's Assistant Program, and Radiation Therapy Program are gathered to welcome and thank you for the gift that you and your loved ones have shared with us through their donation. Throughout this ceremony, you will hear a number of student performances and reflections that commemorate and show appreciation for your donation and gift. My classmates and I had the honor of first meeting your loved ones earlier this year, and with the guidance of our brilliant faculty, have embarked on our journey of education and discovery. Although we were not able to speak with our donors and hear about their lives and cherished memories, the trust they put in us students with their donation has provided us a foundational knowledge that we will continue to carry in our future careers as health professionals. We are so honored to celebrate their lives here with you today, and though they are not here with us physically, their memory will be carried with us all. Thank you again for joining us, and now I am happy to present Tamara Ostrovos, the Director of the Body Donation Program.
Good afternoon. I would like to welcome you on behalf of OHSU to our service of gratitude. We appreciate the attendees that have traveled some distance to be here with us, and we appreciate those that are joining us virtually from across the world. I would like to thank you for your incredible generosity, selflessness, and kindness in supporting our program and the medical education of our learners. We don't die completely after death. We continue to live in many places and through many people and the special things that we leave behind. Maybe your loved one left a recipe, a special family heirloom, a way of approaching life, or a special set of values with you. Today we are going to hear from the student representatives on the specific impact that your loved one left on them. Your loved one served as a teacher to these groups, helping teach foundational anatomy, surgical competencies, and procedural skills to over 2,500 learners throughout the state of Oregon. These learners will use this acquired knowledge on every patient that they treat for the rest of their career. Your loved one's legacy will live on through strangers indefinitely. Later in the service, there is a time for sharing where you can publicly share about your loved one and the legacy that they have left with you. There will also be another opportunity to share privately with attendees during the reception upon the conclusion of the service. We look forward to hearing more about the incredible people that you shared with us while we celebrate and honor them today. Should you find yourself needing emotional support today or a quiet place to sit, we do have members of our confidential advocacy program located in the room adjacent to the Great Hall space. In addition to support, they are also offering art therapy should you wish to take a break or process with art supplies. I will now leave you with our students who will present the program.
We will now have our first student performance performed by my classmates from the School of Dentistry, Andrew Kim and Vince Nguyen.
Hello, my name is Andrew, and Vince and I will be performing Nachtlied, a German poem written by Goethe and put into music by Robert Schumann. The translation reads like this: Over the hilltops is quiet now, in all the treetops hearest thou hardly a breath. The birds are asleep in the trees. Wait, soon like these, thou too shalt rest. Thank you.
Next up, we will have another student performance of For Good from the Broadway show Wicked by Heidi Vicari, Rebecca Clark, and Loom Duk. We will now welcome to the stage Jordan Lind and Madeline Otto for some student reflections.
Good afternoon, esteemed family members, honored guests, faculty, and fellow classmates. I want to personally thank you for joining us today on this occasion that carries profound significance for all of us in this room. For those who don't know me, my name is Jordan Lind, and I'm the president for the Physician Assistant Class of 2025 here at OHSU. Standing here today, I am deeply humbled to be able to express my gratitude for the incredible gift your loved ones have bestowed upon us. The decision made by your family members to contribute to the education for future healthcare providers is one of immeasurable value. Having spent countless hours with your loved ones, it's safe to say that they've become one of our own. We grew attached to them, came to appreciate their nuance, and oftentimes would imagine what their personalities were like. Based on the outpouring of support in this room, I have complete confidence that they were all exceptional individuals. To us, they were silent teachers, guiding us through the intricate tapestry of the human body. It goes without saying, but their generosity has provided an unparalleled opportunity for us as student clinicians to gain hands-on experience while also fostering a deep understanding that transcends any textbooks or lectures. No offense to any of my professors out there, your lectures are also good. As others in this room can attest to, the learning that takes place here is not just about anatomy. It's about instilling in us values of empathy, compassion, and a profound appreciation for the sanctity of human life. Your loved ones, through their selfless gift, have become our guides on this journey of healing and understanding. In knowing this, I think it's essential to acknowledge the emotional weight that accompanies such a decision. Your family member's choice represents a profound act of trust, and we are committed to honoring that trust with the utmost care and respect. We want you to know that in our pursuit of knowledge, we are driven by a deep sense of gratitude and a profound awareness of the human stories that are behind the anatomical structures that we study. As we reflect on the impact of this extraordinary gift, let us remember that the legacy of your loved ones lives on not only in the medical knowledge imparted in us, but also in the lives of future patients that we as providers will care for. To this end, I express my deepest appreciation to each and every one of you for allowing us to pay tribute to these remarkable individuals. Today, we honor the memory of those who have given so much, and we embrace the responsibility to carry their legacy forward with the utmost care, compassion, and dedication to the healing arts. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Madeline Otto, and I am the president of the MD class of 2026. It is an honor and a privilege to be here today to express my class's sincere gratitude for your family members' gift to us all. Anatomy is foundational to the science of medicine. Every illness, disease, or injury we learn about, every medication we discuss, every procedure we are a part of, draws from the knowledge of anatomy that we build. This knowledge would not be possible without the gift from your family members. It has been a privilege to spend the last year learning these fundamentals from them. Along the way, and to a small degree, we came to know your loved ones through the small hints left behind: fuchsia nail polish, a Pokemon tattoo, a surgical scar. Through our curriculum, pondering hopes, dreams, and fears while learning about the brain, and appreciating well-earned calluses while learning about the skin and muscles. And through the trust and support that your loved ones placed in us in every step of our journey. These glimpses into the lives of those we consider to be our first patients reminded us to place in them the care that all patients deserve. Perhaps more important than the science of medicine, your loved ones taught us that medicine is also an art that requires humility and grace. At the end of our training, we will recite the Physician's Pledge, where we will pledge to dedicate our lives to the service of humanity, respect the autonomy and dignity of our patients, and maintain the utmost respect for human life. Your loved ones are the bedrock of that pledge. Beyond learning the intricacies of the human body, they taught us how to treat others with care, empathy, and respect. Thank you for your loved one's gift, and thank you for joining us in an afternoon of reflection, gratitude, and learning about these incredible individuals. Their selflessness will not be forgotten, and their memory will continue to shape our minds, hearts, and as future physicians, the hands that we will use to touch the lives of our patients. Thank you.
We will now have a performance of In Blackwater Woods, performed by Celia Diffley from the School of Medicine, class of 2026.
Hello, my name is Celia, and I'm a second-year medical student. I'd like to begin by echoing the other speakers' gratitude for this experience and appreciation for the incredible generosity of our donors, as well as you, their loved ones. One of my favorite things about OHSU's campus, and actually a big reason why I wanted to come here way back on my tour, is the windows of the anatomy lab, which look out into Markham Nature Park. So as we moved through the different organ systems over the past year, we had a constant view of the trees in the background, bare branches in January, then green, then yellow, and now bare again. And as a former English major, I was reminded often of a favorite Mary Oliver poem, which begins with a view of trees and explores the natural rhythms of life and death, the inevitability of grief and loss, and the continued possibility for transformation and transcendence. I'd like to read it for you all now. This is In Blackwater Woods. Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds. And every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I've ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this. The fires in the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing that your own life depends on it, and when the time comes to let it go, to let it go. Thank you.
We will now have another student reflection performed by Lehuanani Smith.
Hello. To the families, friends, academic support, students, and others here today, my name is Lehuanani Smith, and I stand here in representation of the Radiation Therapy Program cohort, class of 2024. Our medical program is an extension of learning amongst the oncology world. We learn cancers, side effects, patient care, and treatments. All in all, we work closely with those who fight hard against cancer. We work with our patients and their loved ones during these trying times. Today I stand here before you all, but you do not know me. I do not know you. I do not know your story. You do not know where I come from or what my interests are. I do not know your struggles, whom you've gained in this lifetime and whom you have lost. But without knowing anything about one another, you have given me something. Something you may not know, but has given me, my cohort, and many others, the ability to be where we are today. Without knowing anything about me, about us, You have shared something with me about you. The most precious thing about you, your loved one. Without knowing anything about who you are, we have shared a heart. Without knowing anything about your thoughts, we are able to seek the brain. And even though I know nothing about you, you have allowed us to see everything. We have the ability to learn the hands that you have once held, to learn the feet that helped take your loved ones far. Without knowing me, you lived a life with a human being full of experiences I will never know. Without you knowing me, I learned about the body that this human being carried through life. In our careers, we will come across many patients. For many of us, your loved ones were our first patient, our most important. You have given us the opportunity to learn everything so that we can go on to treat others, so that we can fully understand the possibilities of the human body. Without your selfless gift, none of this would be possible. There aren't enough words to express the significance of your donation to the field of medicine and the advancement to our futures. The memory of our first patient continues far beyond then and far beyond today. We carry a piece of who they are in our learning when we interact with patients, and when we have difficult cases, we think back to them. Without knowing anything about me, without knowing anything about you, you shared anyway. Now that I know some of you and will get to know some of you today, and some of you now know me, thank you. Thank you for allowing us the honor of getting to know a piece of you, your life, your journey. The future of medicine continues to grow with your contribution. Thank you.
We will now have a student performance of Claire de Lune by Wendy Fan from the School of Medicine, class of 2026. stage the student representative, Harland Harrison, from the School of Medicine, class of 2026.
Good afternoon. My name is Harland, and I'm a second-year medical student, and I'm here today to pay tribute and express my gratitude to our veteran donors. For this year's service, we'll be honoring 21 veterans who served in the Army, Navy, Marines, and Air Force. As a civilian recipient of the VA Health Professions Scholarship, I've committed my early career to supporting veteran health, and I will have the honor of serving with the Veterans Health Administration after completing my residency. Prior to my admission to OHSU, I held research positions at the VA medical centers in Portland and San Francisco. I was compelled to serve at the VA after working as an AmeriCorps Health Fellow in Oakland, California, with veterans experiencing homelessness. As I was helping them navigate barriers to their health and well-being, these veterans also helped me understand more deeply what it means to find common ground with those around you and to commit to a cause greater than oneself. As soldiers, they willingly placed themselves in harm's way in the name of preserving liberty, justice, and peace. They came from diverse backgrounds and were bonded by their dedication to protect, defend, and serve their homeland. Their camaraderie and unwavering loyalty toward one another and to our nation exemplify what it means to create and honor community. As veterans, their commitment to the greater good continued to manifest, despite the hardships they often faced when returning home. The soldiers' role in supporting a cause greater than themselves endures beyond their time in uniform. Today, we honor those who in their final act chose to donate their bodies to science, a gift that echoes with the same commitment to serve and protect their fellow human beings. The act of donating one's body is deeply rooted in altruism and epitomizes an unwavering dedication to protecting and improving the health of all people. The human body remains the ultimate teacher for aspiring medical professionals. Through their gift, these veterans have provided an invaluable resource for medical education and research. Each donation represents a profound act of trust and an unspoken pact that their sacrifice will contribute to shape the next generation of healthcare providers who will in turn selflessly serve their communities. To the families gathered here today, your loved one's legacy of service exemplified by these noble individuals, to the families gathered here today, your loved one's legacy lives on in the hands of those dedicated to health and medicine and has left an indelible mark on our community by shaping the education and practices of the healers of tomorrow. As we advance in our education, we will uphold the spirit of service exemplified by these noble individuals and pledge to honor their legacy by continuing to serve our communities and foster collaboration in pursuit of a healthier and more compassionate world. And now, if you're able to stand, please rise for the Oregon National Guard.
the United States, the United States Army, and our grateful nation. Please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for these veterans' honorable and faithful service.
Thank you.
We will now have a student performance of Someday from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, performed by Heidi Vicari and Lum Duke. Lum Duke will now be performing Pure White on the piano. I would now like to welcome to the stage Dr. John Stowers for the faculty address.
Following all these presentations reminds me how preparing for surgery creates less stress than this kind of speaking in front of public. So it's with great pleasure and gratitude that I speak with you today as the surgical director for OHSU Simulation and for general surgery simulation as an education leader on behalf of our faculty, staff, and learners. As a passionate educator of surgical skills, I believe that the start of skill acquisition for patient care begins with a foundational knowledge of anatomy and procedural nuances that can often be best understood through careful study of the human body. Through the gift that your loved ones provided, this learning can be better achieved. My mother died at age 56 from multiple myeloma while I was in my second year of medical school. Her gratitude from the medical care she received and her passion for learning and growth for future generations. This happened like 15 years ago and I still get choked up. Led her to decide to, as she said in her words, donate her body to science. Having been on the receiving end of medical school education, surgical residency training, active duty military deployment and deployment readiness skill acquisition, I was able to better understand how in the health professions we utilize this special gift of body donation to enhance our knowledge, skill, and even innovate in science. I share this story with you because I often wondered how her donation impacted science and what impact that made and did it have a difference. Anyone that works with me here in simulation knows that I could spend hours discussing the vision for enhancement in simulation, development of new curricula to better train our future generations of medical professionals. I won't bore you with that, but I will briefly share with you the impact that you and your loved ones have had. As an associate program director in general surgery with one of the largest programs in the country, 13 categories a year, we have 2,000 applications a year. And it's a grueling process of discussing with medical students that are interested and share a passion in surgery, surgical training, to develop a future profession and career. It's often the common story in a medical student's personal statement for residency that their passion for commitment to a profession in surgery started in the anatomy lab. With these individual touches that you've heard from the medical students, this single experience has shaped the development of countless surgeons that develop lifelong careers and dedication to surgery to help others during their lifetime. Thousands of patients will see this impact. The surgical resident experience of grueling hours in the hospital, dedication to reading, skills development, and reflection of errors during morbidity and mortality case review, the hours spent in the lab honing their skills in preparation for tomorrow's case. In my short 5 years here in this lab, teaching residents in simulation and general surgery alone, 365 residents, all going out to serve our communities, the public. The faculty that are involved in understanding their learners, their growth curves, development in their clinical and procedural reasoning, honing their own skills to better manage their patients, learning from each other, learning from the gift that you all and your families provided. Thousands of patients see this impact. Nearly every day, I'm honored and blessed to hear the positive feedback that our simulation skills courses, the gift that you guys have provides to the clinical and procedural knowledge enhancement of our student, resident, and fellow learners, as well as our faculty. Thank you.
We will now play a video remembrance of photos provided from the families and friends of our donors. Thank you all so much for those beautiful images. I would now like to welcome to the stage Deborah McCarty for the chaplain address.
Always a tough act to follow. So I'm Debbie McCarty. I've been chaplain here for about 16 years. I so appreciate the compassionate and caring, skilled providers, as well as all the patients and the families that I've gotten to know along the way. I can only imagine the ways that your loved ones have served their country, their families, and the community. In years past, we've had teachers and professors, we've had nurses, doctors, scientists, we've had servicemen and women. Let's see, now we have cowpokes, and what else did we? Skydiver. We've had people from all walks of life that have wanted to make a difference even after their passing. And this is always a tough act to follow, but it's so great to see your loved ones in their favorite places with their favorite people doing their favorite things. And I thank you so much for sharing those. I'll never forget one family member said, "Mom always wanted to go to medical school. She finally made it." As a chaplain, I know that in an auditorium this size, there are people who believe many different things in many different ways, from the devoutly religious to the purely atheist, to the spiritual, to the agnostic, to everything in between. But regardless of beliefs, a common experience I have when we gather around the bed at that one final time is storytelling. And it's so bittersweet as we share those things, those stories that make us laugh and they make us cry. And I'm privileged to hear what families are grateful for and what they have learned, the things that they'll never forget. And I hope that you'll share some of those stories in a little bit. They're really precious. Saying goodbye is always so hard, and yet death cannot strip those precious memories from us. I like what Rumi said about grief. Your body is away from me, but there's a window open from my heart to yours. There's a sense that grief is universal, that everyone has been touched by grief and loss in some way or another. And I want to acknowledge that this beautiful choice has made your grief journey unique. It's not followed the usual sequence. And that's one reason I'm glad you're here, to be with others who really understand this path, and maybe when we get together later on, you'll get to meet some other people who have also journeyed this with you. Celebrating the lives of donors brings to mind some words that were attributed to King David, written 3,000 years ago, and they were recorded in the Book of Praises, which Psalm 139. It says, "You created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body, and all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." And I believe that you have given the learners an opportunity to experience the wonders of life. And has been demonstrated today, gratitude is the perfect answer. And as Rumi also said, if you say one prayer a day, let it be thank you. Whether the decision to donate was well known or a surprise, your loved one's legacy has continued to expand knowledge and to help shape learners and providers. And today we're here to say thank you to you and to your loved ones. My hope and my prayer is that the love of the Spirit will hold you close, that you might find peace and solace in the midst of the goodbyes, of the letting go, and of the moving forward. I would not want to offend anyone, and yet, giving thanks for this amazing gift and pondering the richness of learning in the midst of your grief and remembering seems like a holy moment to me, something that goes beyond the human spirit. So for those of you who feel comfortable, please pray with me. Loving and merciful God, we come to you with grateful hearts. Thank you for the lives we honor today, for all they have taught us, for the legacy they have left with all. May we appreciate the wonder of life, the saturation of love, the covering of grace. Bless these learners and providers as they reach for the future. Let them always remember the care and compassion they have shown today. Comfort these families and friends with your love and your peace during this season of parting. And I'd like to end with one of my favorite prayers. It's attributed to the Cheyenne. Let us know peace, for as long as the moon shall rise, for as long as the rivers shall flow, for as long as the sun will shine, for as long as the grass shall grow, let us know peace. Amen.
We will now open up the floor for a time for sharing. We invite any families and friends of the donors in the audience to share a special memory or message about your loved one. Please raise your hand if you are willing to share, and someone will come bring a microphone to you. Thank you.
I just want to say how much I appreciate hearing the reflections of the students. I lost my mom and dad this year, what we did. They were my family, I have 6 kids. And they both passed this year and they're both honored today here. They're both donors. And so I really appreciate the service and getting to hear what a difference their lives can make now, even after they're gone. They both, dad loved to read, mom did too, mom really loved to teach and help people. And so I think knowing that she's still helping people, especially those in the medical community, she really respected, it really brings comfort.
Hello, my name is Mike, and my uncle was Michael Heisler, and he was the father of some of my very favorite humans, my favorite cousins, some of whom are seated right here in the front row. They didn't choose the front row, my mom did. And my mom, Michelle, was his twin sister. And my daughter is a doctor in residency in emergency medicine, and so I remember her going through anatomy and learning for the first time the great reverence and love that the students had for the donated bodies. And I was just struck by that. And I know that she learned so much from that donation. My uncle, my name is Mike, my Uncle Mike, my namesake, I admired all my life. He was a pilot, and I admired so many things about him, but especially I loved watching him fly through life, but also in airplanes. And he could be funny in airplanes. He used to take my father on airplane rides and do loop-de-loops and laugh as my father got very motion sick. So he could be, have that funny little sense of humor, but he was an extremely skilled pilot. And I learned so much from him, and I wanted to be a pilot in my life. I never got to that dream, but I admired my Uncle Mike so much all my life. But I never admired him so much until I learned about this donation, his last act. And so what I want to say is that my Uncle Mike still soars in the sky through your hands, students, and through the skills that you're going to bring to the world. And I am just so grateful to you for the love and reverence you showed my Uncle Mike and all the rest of the people who donated. So thank you so much.
His name was Ed, and he would have so enjoyed and been moved by all of your tributes. He loved theater. He loved Broadway. He loved to watch his grandkids perform in their school plays and musicals, and he loved music and literature. And so I just really want to thank you for the very moving tributes in this wonderful book of reflections. I also just want to say, you know, he was very well cared for, and just loved his VA care team up here on the Hill. And they are a big reason that he decided to donate. He wanted to give back. He you know, attributed his long life and good quality of life to the care that they provided. So I just want to thank them, and also the donation program for their professionalism and support. He, while it wasn't unexpected, he did die rather suddenly, and kind of at a time that was on a holiday. And the donation care team was able to take him and honor his last wish, and I am forever grateful.
I lost my husband of 45 years. Last time I was up here, we come from the Corvallis area. He was participating in PSP research with Dr. Marion Dale. And so I really wanted to speak to the students and this organization, OHSU, because it's one of the rare places in the country that actually does PSP research. And we were so grateful to be able to have a place we could at least try to address his progressive disease. And it was research, so they got their data. But he knew it was a progressive disorder, and it was not going to end well. So he chose death with dignity. So we got to actually be able to plan for our loss and his donation of brain and body to the program. And what I wanted to, he was always very pragmatic. So we were still going to the gym up until 10 days before he chose his date. And he mentioned that he was like, you know, I think my upper body's okay, but he ended up in a wheelchair, and so he says, my legs are kind of wimpy. And he was worrying about the muscles that were going to be dissected and looked at, and he was going to be judged for his shape of his body. But the other thing I wanted to just mention to everyone that I couldn't have anticipated was the comfort that knowing where he is, like this actually, I read up on grief and research, and it was, it actually, when you have lived with someone for 45 years on a daily basis, you need to know where they are when they're not there anymore. And so it really provided this comfort that I couldn't have imagined of like, well, I know where he is. He's up there, and he's still doing work for others. So I thought it was important the students know that, have some of that insight from what it's like on the other side. And yeah, I really appreciate Tamara I was asking her, I want to know every way he's used and valuable to the programs. And she was great for telling me, I think it was 243 different students that would benefit because of how it was going to be valuable to the program. Thanks.
Good afternoon. My husband was Lowell Pete Beveridge, and he was born in 1930, April 7th, and died a death of dignity on December 24th, this past year, 22. We were only married for 5 years, and my prayer was, why, God, an old white man? But he told me every day, I love you, Diane, I love you. And I'd say, you love this brown-skinned service. That's the truth. We went through the pandemic together. He was an author. He was a wood sculptor. The title of his book was a memoir, and it was Domestic Diversity and Other Subversive Activities. I fell in love with the main character. And when he asked me to marry him, I said, I got to pray on this a minute. Wait a minute. I said, okay, but it's got to be today. He said, today? I said, yep, that's the test. We were married in New York. We walked to the courthouse, and they said, no, we don't do that for people. We don't marry right the same day. So I said, well, not meant to be. Someone overheard us, and they said, if you walk across to the Supreme Court. So he said, come on, let's go. So we walked across to the Supreme Court, and there was a police officer sitting there. And he said, what's the rush? Are you pregnant? Maybe you're being shipped out. We laughed, and he called his girlfriend on the phone, and she was the clerk for the Supreme Court judge who was in this. And so she took our papers, and we were married that same day. Meant to be. Meant to be. He was the liberal. I was the conservative Republican. So we had quite a endearing, loving, caring 5.5 years together. And he developed mild cognitive impairment. And when we did the research and looked at it, he said, nah, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through that. So he decided how he wanted to. I said, I'm not through with you yet. Come on. hurts, but it was time to let go. And I did. But I still miss it. Lowell P. Beveridge. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to all the students. John Nolan was like an uncle to me, and he would have been moved by everything you spoke today and sang today. You would have moved him to tears. His biggest thing was knowledge, and every time you spoke with him, you learned something. He was so dedicated to knowledge, and it does not surprise me that he donated his body to here. He was probably one of the smartest men I ever knew. And when I had no one and was struggling in school as a child, he came to my life and he helped me with anything and everything. I spent 6 hours a day as a 12-year-old studying math, literature, science, and we would bicker and fight, but he was bound and determined to help me so I could feel smart and intelligent. And he would always tell me, I thought you were stupid when I first met you. But it turns out you were just dyslexic. And we always thought that was funny because when he was a child, no one knew he was blind. And so they just saw a child really struggling. He got glasses, and turns out he was extremely smart. John was always moved by any knowledge he learned. He was learning until the day he died. He had thousands of books on everything, from medicine to science. And he would have really loved saying all this. He would be moved to tears reciting quotes from like Socrates. And I can hear him now and see how his eyes would wrinkle, and he really would cry over it. He truly felt knowledge was the greatest power in the world over everything else. So thank you.
Hello, my name is Emma, and my grandmother was Karen Bassett. We called her Moomy, and Moomy was so full of life. You could see it in the photo up there, and brought us so much joy. And I'm just so at peace knowing that she still does in many ways, including through this program and your learning. She was so excited to be part of it, so thank you.
Anybody else?
Shared. I think that I speak for everybody when I say how incredibly touched we are by all the stories that you shared. So thank you. I would now like to welcome the next student performance, which will be by Dana Carlson from the School of Medicine, class of 2026. She will be performing Bigger Than the Whole Sky by Taylor Swift.
streams out my eyes and into my ears. Every single thing I touch becomes sick with sadness. 'Cause it's all over now, all out to sea. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You were bigger than the whole sky. You were more than just a short time. And I've got a lot to pine about. I've got a lot to live without. I'm never gonna meet what could have been, would have been, what should have been you. Did some bird flap its wings over in Asia? Did some force take you because I didn't pray? Every single thing to come has turned into ashes. 'Cause it's all over now, not meant to be. So I'll say words I don't believe. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You were bigger than the whole sky. You were more than just a short time. And I've got a lot to pine about. I've got a lot to live without. I'm never gonna meet what could have been, would have been, what should have been you. What should have been you. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You were bigger than the whole sky. You were more than just a short time. And I've got a lot to pine about. I've got a lot to live without. I'm never gonna meet what could have been, would have been, what should have been you.
We will now have a choral performance by the OHSU Memorial Choir, which is an interprofessional group of students from all the different programs offered by OHSU. They will first be performing Ave Verum Corpus, and then they will be performing Song of Farewell. Thank you all again for being with us here today. Sharing your stories and being part of this experience meant so much to all of us. Thank you to our student performers, Honor Guard, and Tamara Ostervas, our program director. Thank you again to everyone for being here with us today. If you are able, we will have a reception out in the hallway afterwards, and we look forward to meeting you there. If anyone is in want of emotional support, the Confidential Advocacy Program provides support for all members of this community. Members from the Confidential Advocacy Support Program are located in the side room adjacent to the reception if you are in need of their services. Please remember to take one of the reflection booklets with the pages of student reflections and words of gratitude. And again, thank you for being here with us today.